From the moment she was a teenager, she's been conditioned to believe one thing: men will chase her, compliments flood her inbox. Strangers whistle when she walks down the street, guys orbit her like satellites, eager for her time, attention, or affection. For years she's been told without words but through action that her beauty alone gives her leverage over men. This becomes the foundation of her confidence, her self-worth, her sense of power. Every compliment is a deposit in her ego. Every DM is proof she's valuable. Every man who bends his time, energy, or dignity to win her smile reinforces the belief that she is the prize, and men are meant to prove themselves worthy. But then one day she meets a man who doesn't chase, and in that moment her entire world tilts, because she doesn't know how to process it. Her script says men prove interest by pursuit, but when you don't chase, she doesn't know whether to feel insulted, intrigued, or threatened. One thing is certain: she cannot ignore you. The shattered illusion. When you don't chase, you rip the mask off the narrative she's lived in since birth. You prove that her beauty, though powerful, isn't enough to bend every man's reality. And that realization rattles her to the core. Most men rush to respond, rush to validate, rush to impress. They fear losing her. But when you don't, when you stand calmly in your own frame, you flip the script. You force her to confront a reality she's avoided. Her looks alone cannot control you. This unsettles her, because you've created something she isn't prepared for, a void. Where her ego expects constant nourishment, suddenly, there is silence. Why? She resists. She'll act cold, pretend not to care, maybe accuse you of arrogance, but deep down it bothers her, because you've proven that your world is already full. You don't need her to feel whole. You're not orbiting her. You have your own orbit, and that, brother, is the most magnetic energy a man can project. The reason she can't handle it is simple. Her power exists only if men hand it to her. When you don't, she feels the ground shift beneath her feet. The paradox. Here's where it gets fascinating. While she may resent it, while she may call you cold or detached, she is also drawn to it. Because women respect what they can't control, they desire what they can't predict, and they are fascinated by what they can't easily win. When you don't chase, you separate yourself from the crowd. You stop being just another admirer. You become the anomaly, and anomalies are always noticed. Chasing creates comfort, not desire. Understand this clearly. Chasing only makes her feel secure, not attracted. Your pursuit validates her. It reassures her, but it doesn't excite her. It doesn't ignite curiosity. That's why so many men end up as the nice guy, the safe option, the one she thanks but never desires. When you don't chase, you spark her imagination. She starts asking questions she doesn't usually ask. Why isn't he running after me? What's different about him? What does he see in himself that makes him so calm? That curiosity becomes tension, and that tension is the birthplace of attraction. Her provocations. When you don't chase, expect provocation. She'll test your calm, not out of love but out of ego. She may post more revealing photos hoping you'll break and comment. She may bring up another man casually, waiting to see jealousy in your eyes. She may tease, dig, or act distant. All of this is one question disguised in different forms. Do I still control him? If you bite, if you react, you've handed her power back. But if you remain calm, unshaken, unmoved, her tools lose their edge. And that's when she starts questioning herself instead of you. The distance game. Another classic tactic is artificial distance. She'll vanish for days, act busy, withhold attention, not because she's moved on, but because she believes absence will force you to chase. She wants you to panic, to feel abandoned, to fight for her return. But her distance only works if you fear losing her. If you don't, if you live fully regardless, her strategy collapses, because suddenly, she's the one feeling the void. She's the one asking, why isn't he checking in? Why isn't he fighting for me? The mask of fake indifference. When all else fails, she may try to act like she doesn't care. She'll exaggerate her happiness, post about how unbothered she is, laugh loudly when your name comes up. But here's the secret. True indifference is quiet. Performances always mean she's affected. If she's putting on a show, it's because your lack of pursuit stings more than she'll admit. Sweetness as strategy. Sometimes instead of coldness, she'll flip to warmth. Suddenly, she's extra sweet, checking in, reminiscing, sending kind messages. Don't mistake this for sudden devotion. It's often strategy, a way to reset the balance of power. Women know how to use warmth as bait just as easily as they use distance as punishment. The key is to watch consistency. Time reveals truth. Why she truly can't handle it at the core. The reason she can't handle a man who doesn't chase is this: it dismantles the foundation of her power. Her beauty is no longer enough to guarantee control. Her charm doesn't guarantee devotion. Her validation doesn't guarantee your attention. And when she realizes this, she faces something she hates: irrelevance. A woman can handle rejection better than she can handle irrelevance. Rejection still acknowledges her. Indifference erases her. And the man who doesn't chase embodies that indifference. That's why she spirals. That's why she obsesses. That's why she eventually circles back. Not out of love, but because she can't accept being forgotten. The cultural script. And don't underestimate how deep this conditioning runs. Every movie, every love song, every story she grew up with told her the same thing. The man proves his love by chasing endlessly. Grand gestures, sacrifice, pursuit. That's the narrative.
Yeah.
So when you step into her life and refuse to play that role, you're not just rejecting her games, you're rejecting the entire cultural script. That alone makes you unforgettable. The legacy of indifference. Here's the irony. While she claims to hate men who don't chase, those are the men she remembers longest. She laughs at the ones who worship her. She entertains the ones who chase, but she respects the one who didn't. Years later, she may not remember the compliments, but she'll remember the man who stood firm, who didn't fold, who carried himself with purpose larger than her approval. Because that man revealed the truth she didn't want to face. Real men cannot be controlled. What this means for you: when you stop chasing, you don't just change how she sees you, you change how you see yourself. You stop being reactive. You stop bleeding energy into endless validation. You start reclaiming your focus, your peace, your mission. And ironically, that's when women notice you more, not because you're chasing them, but because you've built yourself into someone they cannot ignore. She can't handle a man who doesn't chase because he is the one man she can never own. She can't manipulate him with silence. She can't control him with beauty. She can't feed her ego with his attention. And whether she admits it or not, that man earns something no other man does: her respect. She may call him cold, she may fight him, she may even walk away, but she will never forget him. Because the man who doesn't chase is the man who exposed the truth. Her power was only ever borrowed from men who gave it away. And when you stop giving it, you become free. The man who doesn't chase never loses. He either gains her respect, or he gains his freedom. Both are wins. And once you understand this, you never fear losing a woman again. Because you realize the greatest power a man can have in today's world is simple: the power to walk away,